live, brother.
Welcome all, this is Matt with USA Crypto Group, and today I'll be hosting an AMA with the team from Def Cafe, a fully decentralized, anonymous, and autonomous community project with BNB rewards and a bots cloud platform with a fully functional pre-sale bot utility that has a massive and significant upgrade coming right after this AMA, so stick around. As with all things crypto, this AMA is for research purposes and is not financial advice. It is everyone's responsibility to do their own research when making investment decisions. For anyone new here, we will begin with a brief introduction of the product or project with questions and answers, followed by an open discussion for any listeners that have questions, and then we'll wrap things up with a prize drawing. Today's prizes include two $25 cash drawings. Additionally, everyone here participating in the VC will receive 2 weeks of free access to what is about to be unveiled, and one lucky listener will earn free lifetime access to Bots Cloud services. Without further delay, I'd like to introduce Raiden, the owner and developer of Def Cafe. Floor is yours to introduce your team and tell us about Def Cafe.
Thank you, Matt. My name is Alexander. I worked in IT sector more than 14 years already, developed software and hardware projects, mostly with augmented and virtual reality, and was head of department with more than 200 employees, developed various projects such as financial services, games, augmented reality hardware projects like glasses with COVID and face detection for Russian police, smart fitness mirrors, and etc. I'm fully doxed and transparent, and if anyone is interested, he can find all the info about me in our Def Cafe Society Telegram group. And also I even have my face on some Russian news, and I can throw a couple of links if you're interested later in the chat. Def Cafe is not my first crypto project, and I was a CTO of Arcona project that has been around for 4 years already, and at the issue this project was $40 million, and Arcona raised more than $1 million in private and public seed investment. So if you're interested, I can share you links about it later too. And I also sharing the screen right now, so you can interact yourself with pictures. Besides me in the team, also my friend Alexander Dvoik, and he is helping me with programming and with bots developing. He previously was doing AutoBet system for bookmakers office in Russia, and my wife Camila, also a core of the team, and he is UI designer and community moderator and handles marketing. Now I think I will talk about Def Cafe. Def Cafe is DAO society with different utilities combined under this society, and most important, shareable revenue from this utility. 30% of all revenue goes back to holders and distributed via BNB rewards via staking. The first utility which we are developing now under Def Cafe, this is Bots Cloud platform, and I will quickly open the link, Bots Cloud platform. And this is a platform for any interactions, automated interactions in crypto space. It can be used for everyday trading, for making algorithmic trading, for doing trading with traditional and trailing stop losses, take profits, orders, arbitrage trading, and etc. And most importantly, it can be used for bots trading, and we are already developed our first bot, is Presale Sniper, and I will talk about it in a couple of seconds. And Bots Cloud itself gives you possibility to configure and set up any bots from any device right on the cloud. and these bots will work while you sleep, because everything is handled by our servers and our customized node cluster for BSM. Trading and sniping and dark techniques is, I will say, 20% of what BotsCloud will do in future, and there will be a market watch, well movement detection, various signal generation and reactions on these signals, and also even social media monitoring, and you will be able to configure it in visual scripting system. So you don't need to have coding knowledge, and everything will be done in the convenient node editor. So you need to express your ideas in a logic way, and you will get your bot as output of these logic ideas. Presale Sniper is already working. It's working with PingCell DXL Unicrypt, and automatically detects all the parameters of the presales and can snipe presales in first block in 95% of cases. It's our test data. We was testing it intensely, and if you configure it with GAS that is adequate to the hardness of the presale, you will get your first place in the transaction to the presale contract. And also after this summer in 2 hours, so everyone can try our bot Presale Sniper. In 2 hours after the summer, we will close our servers to maintenance, and we'll introduce our freshly developed model, front running model, and we'll prepare our servers to our early access program, which will allow our members to touch our front running model earlier than we release it to public. Also, we have a staking, and staking is our way to distribute our taxes, sell taxes to the holders, and also later our staking will be used to distribute 30% of shareable revenue from every service we developed under DevCafe Society. We already distributed almost 70 BNB through the staking, and in this month or a bit later, we will introduce our shareable revenue system, our access tiers to our bots, and our reward pool will be growing through our revenue from bots. I think, yes, it's basically general data about the project, and I glad to answer any questions you have. Maybe I can demonstrate Sniper in work if anyone is interested.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that you have coming up, or if you just want to snipe and show how quick it works at any time, we could do it now or we could do it later in this AMA.
You can show them front fast trading terminal that we...
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. To our front running utility, we will release our fast trading terminal. It will allow you to trade more faster than on PancakeSwap or on KuCoin, and will allow you to make trades even before you will see the changes on the chart on the KuCoin, for example. And because of that, we are developing our own charts for this, because it's too fast. And this trading terminal will have take profit orders, automatic take profit. For example, you set how much profit you want to take, 50%, for example, from your starting from your buy price, and you can configure it to be trailing limit order, and the bot automatically sells when your order will reach target price. And it is fast because it is using our custom node Binance Smart Chain node cluster. It's multiple servers hosting Binance Smart Chain, and it will automatically redirect to the fastest at the current time, because you can't sustain your speed in Binance Smart Chain for consistent sustaining your speed on your node. It's more technical details, and because you need a node cluster to achieve the sustained constant fast speed.
Excellent. So just to put it out there in a little bit less technical terms, I mean, it took me reading your website tons and tons of times, and I'm still kind of grasping it. Essentially, what this bot is going to do, you're going to set it like a limit order on a centralized exchange, like say Webull, and then, but instead of just setting for a certain price, this is actually going to be able to be set before the launch happens, to where as long as you crank up the gas enough, you are going to be the first bid that takes the launch price before a really hyped up launch takes off. And then not only then will you have the purchase, which you could have in your sleep, then if your goal is to make 2x, for example, you can select from what I see on that screen, 25%, 50%, or 100% of what your bag is. And then you can get your principal, you can get your profits automatically sold before you even wake up. It's just once the parameters are set with really easy configurations on the interface, it can buy, it can sell, and all you have to do is set it up in advance, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's why it will help with girlfriend problems.
Yeah, boyfriend, girlfriend problems, family problems. Another problem that a lot of us have here that I've personally encountered is iPhone problems, having to log in 5, 6, 12 different times before it connects with the website and allows you to make a purchase. So in this case, you're setting it up way in advance, and then your custom node is using extreme processing power to make it happen with whatever gas amount you want to win the bid against anybody else, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we want to do it as simple as possible. And for example, our pre-sale sniper is not very hard to use, because you need only pre-sale address, which you can take from the official ping sale or any other launch. But you need to set up your wallets, and you need to click start button to start work. So I think I can show you how it works.
Yeah, initially I was excited to use that pre-sale sniper because it mentioned security keys being imported, but it's not my actual main wallet. It's just whichever wallets that I allow the bot to generate, it's going to create a security key for me. Or if I want to make a burn wallet, just a wallet specifically for sniping, then I have to give it the security key in order for it to make that purchase for me. But then after it's all said and done, I can clean the wallet out if I really wanted to. But so far it seems to be secure. I haven't had any suspicious activity in terms of what money I have stored in my wallets that are tied to the bot.
Yeah, in terms of security, we don't have access in unencrypted way to your wallets, and every data is encrypted, and we have a wallet manager, and all data is stored on our vault, which is encrypted. And yes, your main wallet is used only for authorization, and not we don't have access to this private key, and don't have access to ability to send transaction from it. And you are interacting with wallets which are generated or imported through our wallets manager. And yeah, I picked some pre-sale which is not started yet, and it's whitelisted. copied copied the address of the pre-sale contract. After that, you can set any gas you like to spend on these transactions, and more hyped the pre-sale, the more gas you should use, because some pre-sales a couple of weeks ago easily get 3,000 gas fee on one transaction. It was madness, but yeah, it happens. But for most pre-sales, because our bot is fast and able to get you in first block, for most pre-sales, I think up to 50, up to 500 will work fine for you. But I would say from my testing experience, most of the pre-sales, and I sniped like hundreds of pre-sales while testing, most of the pre-sale was sniped easily with 100 gas. I'm not talking about pre-sales which is sniped, which all sniped in one block. Of course, you will not able to get in with 100 gas, but such pre-sales happens very rarely. So yeah, I copied pre-sale contract. We clicking start, and bot is working now. You can close the pre-sale sniper tab. You can disconnect, renew page, and connect again to the sniper bot after that, and you will get the status of your bot. So yeah, sniping session is in progress. I will stop it and start again.
Camila was mentioning in chat that you're going to have some kind of a protocol that you release that gives people estimates on how much gas they need. I know I was talking to one of your mods, Kryptonite, and he was mentioning if it was a really hyped up launch that I should do 1,000 gas per almost per BNB that I spend. And so the more BNB I spend, I should do more gas. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, it sounds correct. But in details, we already have not a predictor, but a calculator for the estimated gas fee for succeed transaction. And it's already built in pre-sale sniper, and it shows you what price of the transaction from min to max will be in BNB with current selected gas. But yes, later, as part of front-run model, we'll be able to front-run other transactions as well as pre-sales and as well as launches, buying on launches. So you will be able to configure how much gas you're able to spend for as maximum. For example, I can spend 1,000 of gas for this transaction maximum. And our front-run bot will automatically configure transaction details on the fly and will rebit the gas value until it's either gets first into the block with this gas value or it stuck on the limit you chose for this transaction. And this will be as part of our front-run model.
The one thing I wanted to mention, because I did test out your pre-sale sniper, you mentioned that a wallet is used to authorize. That would be your wallet that is holding the Def Cafe. And the last I heard, pre-salers got like a lifetime subscription, and then other than that, as long as you have recorded that you have bought and held in the blockchain 1 BNB worth of Def Cafe, that grants you access to the bots.
Yeah, exactly. For the pre-sale participants and for the various our contest participants, we are granting lifetime access to the bots cloud. And soon we will introduce our tiers, and there will be a couple of tiers, and pre-sale participants will get, the access for lifetime for the bots cloud services. And for the people who did not participate on pre-sale or did not win in some contest, there will be tiers. And to get access to the basic tier, you need to hold 1 BNB worth of cafe. Yes, and basic tier will get you all the core function of the Bots Cloud, but you will need to spend some to pay some operational fees. And if you want to remove these fees, you will need to upgrade your access tier. And details of this pricing and etc. will be announced later.
Excellent. And okay, so you're not going to release the details just yet. I was going to ask, so you mentioned holding requirements, and then I didn't know if Cafe would actually be a utility fee or if you would charge BNB as a utility fee to actually create buying pressure if it was the Cafe, but that's something that you want to hold off on talking about till later.
Yeah, you no need to worry about that. We will take operational fees in Cafe and then we will dump it on the market. It will not happen. We will be very careful with these things. So no need to be worried about it.
Oh, I wasn't worried about that. My main interest was if Cafe was a utility fee that goes into the project, then it would force people to buy it and make them need it, which then would create more volume and consumption in that way. But yeah, one thing I do like is that you have a BNB reward system. So you just take BNB out of somebody's profit whenever they sell, and then that's how you redistribute the rewards. You're not selling, team tokens or unlocked tokens and crashing the token value. You're actually taking money that's already there and already generated, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for now it is only from sell fees. So it's money which is already sold. When someone is selling our token, he's already sold it, and it's not like we taking tokens from somewhere else and selling it after. It's just a sell fee, and later it will be 30% of revenue.
I think, Matt, you got something wrong with your microphone again because we stopped hearing you.
All right. Was it late January that you guys launched? I can't remember the exact date.
It was middle of February.
Okay, so even better. Reason I wanted to mention that is with my 3 BNB, I've already gotten back 1 full BNB in rewards from staking. And this project is using a very conservative way. They actually, if I recall, because I'm not in there every day, but you guys have reset the staking 3 times. You had the initially at launch within the first hour, you established the staking because you met your objective of how much revenue you wanted to generate. And then shortly after that, you increased significantly the amount of rewards because of all the revenue that you had from the sells and the buys. And then you guys eventually migrated to a new staking pool with enhanced features. It had like compounding features and kind of like DEX buy and stake straight from the staking pool feature.
Yes, we had an update of our staking contract. It was like a month ago, if I remember correctly. We added a compound buy feature, and you can claim and reinvest. It's basically compound your current revenue. And you can buy directly on the staking page and stake it immediately for any BNB amount you want.
Yeah, so one reason I wanted to bring this up is this is a utility project that currently is running on volume utility, but I do like how you as a team have made the decision to only put back in to the staking at this time what's already gone in. You're redistributing to the holders. You're not creating a negative on the project. And then you have the future utilities coming out that are going to be taking 30% profit revenue and enhancing the staking pool. And you guys have already adjusted the prices, and you brought it up whenever times were good, and then you brought it down whenever the volume just didn't support it, because you're making sure that everybody who's holding the token maintains that value. There's no over rewarding that has to come from somewhere and hurt the project. And so aside from the concept of your staking and your business model, one thing I can't help but notice is like the old 80s, 90s arcade graphics that you have. And then add that to also the observation, if anybody's looking what their contract address is, it actually has Def Cafe written in the contract address. So unless some scammer out there that might want to try to copy and mislead you to buy the wrong project is good enough at writing code to actually write Def Cafe in the contract address, it's very hard to get it wrong. You just type in cafe and boom, you know which contract is the one to select on. I bring this up just to ask, is this a modified contract that previously existed, or did you write everything from scratch with the contract itself and with the staking?
The contract of the token itself is 99% of reworked from other contracts, because the base, it's a solid base which is used from the times a year ago when Best was rocking, and the base is SafeMoon, but there is nothing from SafeMoon left, and I can say that the token itself is completely written from scratch, and everything else is fully, completely written from scratch, as well as two staking contracts and both cloud platform. It's fully handmade, and I am the main developer of it with help of my friend.
Excellent. Yeah, and it is pretty interesting to see the owner also as the main developer, so there's no point of failure. We've had other projects where the owner or the developer or, one person happens to do something wrong, and then everybody else fails and is held accountable for, or at least that's the story we hear. So it is kind of cool with somebody who's established being able to know what's going on and then also make the executive decisions about what to do with the project. One thing I noticed, you don't have a roadmap necessarily that's based on time. You have a milestone objective, and you don't do things until your milestone objectives are accomplished. I'm noticing that some of your milestone objectives for the $1 million in volume have already happened. Like you have the BSC scan logo. It says Def Cafe whenever you look it up, and it has your picture. How close are you to reaching that 5 million milestone? And then in reaching that, part of your 1 million is marketing. So do you have any marketing getting ready to go with this new front run release?
Camilo, you want to answer or I will answer?
I think you can.
Yeah, okay. The roadmap on the website and these milestones is quite old, and yeah, originally it was an idea to tie it all to the volume, but if we tie it all to the volume, then we will not develop anything, and we are developing these projects not for earn something quickly, and we are earning with our community, and to be honest, we are spending now more than we are earning from it. And yeah, we are moving faster than described in the milestones, and the Bots Cloud is halfway developed already, and if I remember correctly, it's on 20 or 10 million points on the milestones, and we even not close to it at this moment. New roadmap and updated website is already in works, and everything will be released soon. And about marketing, we have an ideas about how to figure out marketing in efficient way for our project, and we don't think that traditional marketing strategies that are used by most of the projects right now is way that we should go, because everyone trying to copy everything that another project, each other, yes, and 99 of 100 projects are failing with it, because it's not about how much money you can pay to influencer, which can be a 15 years old kid like Travot, and it's about if you choose this traditional way of marketing by flooding the money to the calls channels, to the influencers, TikTok, YouTube, and etc., you basically tied to it, and you can't stop, and you will run out of your money soon, eventually, and you will fail and dump. And after that, everyone will forget you're talking, because everything was held on the marketing itself.
We just noticed that people spend a lot of money on these influencers, but they don't even get investors as much. They just, like the famous group, others group, not this one, they're just all bought it, and people like spread myths that they work in these groups, but they actually not. The call channels are basically dead, and we don't think it will work for us. We have other ideas and other directions for our marketing. I think Raiden will tell about it.
Yeah, we have ideas about referral programs for our bot utilities, which will encourage people to attract new investors, and people who attract new investors will be able to earn a part of operational fees and etc. Details will be revealed later. And we also have an idea to make more in real life events with Bots Cloud, to participate in conferences crypto related, and to get attention from venture and angel investors. I have an experience with this, and I think we will focus on the way of partnerships, email marketing, and referral programs once our product will be polished and released.
We will also seek other talks, like in this group. I see that this group full of genuine people that actually have an interest in crypto and not just here for giveaway, because I see that people come in our group and they ask questions for the whole day. And honestly, this is the most genuine group I met. We had Alma in big groups, and they were not as effective, and they had less feedback than this group. And I honestly amazed. This group is really high quality.
Yeah, we tried
to hear that.
We tried to do marketing like everyone expected. Science Lounge, we had many calls in different channels, and big ones too. We had an amateur with 5 amas in 1 week. And yes, we had the results from it, but we spent, I don't know, 50...
Results were less than...
Results was less than we wasted on it, yes. And we think that we need to invent something that no one do in investor space to guaranteed succeed, because everything that are common now are working not so good as everyone thinks about it.
Do you have a question about your services, and maybe it can kind of transform into a idea as well. Whenever it comes to the access to the bot, initially, before you mentioned that you have a way of establishing somebody's paid a certain amount of BNB, like for the standard services, one BNB, and now they're able to use the bot. Before you mentioned that, I was wondering, like, well, what's to stop me from having a bag that's worth a lot more from transferring, because your token has a 0 transfer fee, my tokens to a buddy, letting him borrow my tokens to use the sniper bot and then transfer me my tokens back to where the only cost is gas fees between us. So it sounds like this won't work. I'm not sure if you manually authenticate or if you have some kind of an automated system, if you'd like to mention that. But holding on to that thought, not just authentication, but could there possibly be, since you're making this custom staking platform, a way that somebody could stake in a specific pool that allows somebody to stake and loan their tokens, and then in loaning their tokens to somebody for bot access, they have to pay a certain percent of BNB. So instead of a buy and sell transaction occurring, there's a utility transaction occurring to where somebody has to pay for the services that goes directly into pumping the project up.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting idea, and I will think about it. And I think if we will implement this, so we will implement our infrastructure to do this, and will not do this through different staking pools or services, which allows to loan. But yeah, idea is interesting. Thank you.
Some people do it like they have NFTs where people can borrow NFTs to use the services, and then the original owner takes the NFT back. But I didn't know if there might be a way to actually stake tokens to accomplish this. Just a thought. And so back to my original part of that, how do you authenticate? Do you like have a spreadsheet that monitors who has what, and then you grant manually access to certain wallets, or do you have an automated system that just knows that somebody has bought and held a certain amount?
Yeah, of course we have automated service that handles authentication, and when you click the connect button, you're sending this sign message to the server, and the server is checking it for its authenticity. So it checking if this message was signed with your wallet from which you authenticate, and if it is, it will let you to the server side and uploading your wallets from the wallet vault and all the data that relates to your sniping sessions. And everything this is stored in the secured and encrypted way in our servers. And our servers is, I think, unhackable. You cannot guarantee this, and everything can be hacked as everyone thinks about it, but I think it's very secure, and hack probability of our data is very small.
Okay. And then more information on the bots. Currently, how many bots are you allowed to, or not bots, but how many wallets can you attach to a single transaction in the pre-sale sniper? And will there be the same amount or more wallets that you can make simultaneous purchases with the front run?
Currently, we have a restriction for 3 created wallets and 3 imported wallets. So you can snipe your pre-sales from 6 wallets. But it is not restricted by server side. It's just a restriction for the free test phase of the pre-sale sniper. And later with price tiers and access tiers, we will introduce the information about possible wallets with this access tiers. So for now, you can use 6 wallets for sniping simultaneously.
Awesome. And yeah, just watching you click through the screen, just so that people know how to use it. Like if you click on the wallets like you just did, you can actually decide after you have your wallets loaded up whether you want 1 wallet, whether you want 4 wallets, right? As soon as they turn orange, the wallets that are enabled. And then one thing that kind of deterred me initially, I was kind of scared as soon as I heard about your security phrase or security key being passed on. But not only are all these wallets that are in the drop-down menu wallets that you can create or dedicate just to sniping, but then you individually load each wallet with however much BNB that you foresee yourself needing in a pre-sale. And so nothing is actually coming out of your main wallet that you have that's holding the cafe or whatever other tokens in it. It's just there to sign you in and authorize your use of the bot, right?
Yeah. With your main wallet, you just authorizing and get access to the wallets you created or imported. You, of course, can import your main wallet here. But if you don't want to import it, you can create or import any other wallet and use it as it's called burner wallets when you are not sure is to secure to use it with this service. You can create a burner wallet which you upload with needed BNBs and then withdraw it when you finished. And yes, we are giving you such possibility. We are creating burner wallets for you, and you can upload with needed BNB and left it there or withdraw it as you finished. But as I already said, our wallet is secure, and I think probability of something bad happen comes to 0.
Yeah, it's a nice level of protection. I've actually had a couple of pre-sales where very questionable things happened, and I just didn't even claim the tokens. One of the scam tokens was Ads Gorilla. Whenever people were claiming the tokens, it would immediately erase your token balance before it even hit your wallet. But I mean, there's a chance that maybe in some pre-sale, as promising as it may look, I don't know if they could possibly, by interacting with the contract, steal something from your wallet in addition to whatever the token is. So it's kind of cool to have dedicated wallets in a platform to where you make the purchase, you get it before anybody else, and then in case something goes wrong, you've only lost what's in that one wallet. So I do like that. And also that my Def Cafe wallet, which I consider a pretty generous rewards wallet. I mean, I put in 3 BNB since your launch. It's been about 2 months now. If it was mid-February, because now we're mid-April, and I've already got 1/3 of my investment back just in rewards. So I don't mind having that alongside my other rewards tokens in my longer-term hold wallets while I use this utility. So moving on to the front run bot. I do remember you saying something in an earlier AMA. I was watching most of your tour, and you said something about if a dev identifies you as sniping, that your front run bot was going to be able to identify a signal that you were about to be blacklisted, and then in order to save your investment, it could actually dump your tokens on the chart before the dev has a chance to blacklist you and prevent you from trading. Is that something I heard correctly, or is that something that you still have as a feature?
It's exactly how front run works. Once you detected something in mempool, you can front run this transaction by setting higher gas fees for your transaction than detected transaction. So yeah, it's not in our priority for next days, but yeah, you will be able to detect blacklist while you're trading and front run these transactions. And once front run will go public, it will be out of the box feature.
Cool. So it's not just about seizing the opportunity of the best price, but it also could potentially save your investment in case somebody's trying to do some activity to isolate you, whether it's because they see you as a sniper or possibly even if the project is about to rug, you can actually beat the rugger from being able to seize your investment.
Yeah, you're detecting these suspicious transactions or harmful transactions and sell everything before they got to the blockchain.
Awesome. And then just a little bit of a summary of your bot's website. I noticed that the bots have all kinds of different visual scripting, like things that you can do, and it has a simple display. You got listing criteria whenever something lists. You got exchanges whenever something gets set maybe on a central exchange or a new liquidity pool on a DEX. You got whale movement, so it detects really big, significant buys and sells. You got social media, and then we just mentioned the dev wallet activity. How does that work? Will somebody be able to customize their inputs to where they're like, well, this project has a Twitter page and a TikTok page, and so I'm going to watch the activity there, and then you put in the websites? Or will there be pre-programmed criteria that generally covers everything, or maybe like a drop down where you could just simply pick different suggestions?
Yeah, we will code suggestions in our visual scripting system, and you will logically connect things you want to do and select them from the drop downs and logically connect them through the blocks, which are pretty simple and logical blocks. And this way you can configure any bot you want, from which we are not proposing out of the box, like Presale Sniper. You can configure Presale Sniper.
As far as I understood, he's asking about what exactly our bot will do with socials, with other socials, how exactly we can track them, and what things we will be looking for when we will implement this.
Yeah, what about socials? It will scan for the new post, for the post by filters you can configure, and will allow you to notify about your bot activities to the social networks you prefer.
For example, you can subscribe on Elon Musk on Twitter and set keywords like Bitcoin or something, and when he will want to manipulate the market again and say something like Bitcoin is shit or whatever, you just immediately get a signal in your Telegram or your mail, and you can fastly sell it before anyone other will run to do it via our fast trading terminal.
Or create new tokens fastly.
Yeah.
And launch it on Binance chain.
Okay. So one thing that I find frustrating is with different things that alarm me, the two biggest listings that seem to be catalysts is CoinGecko and especially CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap seems to have like a 30-minute, an hour, or even longer delay after it's already listed to certain privileged people. Then it becomes publicly listed as a listing, and then we already missed the pump. Will the criteria that you have be able to possibly identify CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko listings as an example before it becomes publicly viewable on the website? I know that there are some communities that somehow have the inside whenever tokens are first listed, and they get the information before the average person can just see it on the website.
Yeah, it's possible. It's 100% possible, but we don't get to this point yet, and we are now mainly focused on the bots itself. And once we get to the social media model, we of course will investigate this thing, and yeah, we'll crack it as everything else.
Cool. Yeah. And one thing that I do see in this project is you're obviously, I mean, as soon as I mentioned your milestones, you just let the community know you're over delivering. You're not waiting for the milestone to happen. You're making your objectives happen regardless of the milestone because you believe in what you have and you have a passion for what you're creating. So I do like that. And I just wanted to throw that out there. I know I'm talking way in the future now with these different features that you have on your website. But it is kind of cool just to envision what's coming. So right now we have the ability to hit a pre-sale. One really big one that a number of our members tried to get in, but I don't think anybody got was EverEarn. Anybody who got on that pre-sale would have gotten like a 15, 20, 30x, whatever the heck happened shortly after. So had we had this pre-sale sniper, we could have easily cranked up the gas and made it happen. And then the front run bot, even if there isn't a pre-sale, this could be really awesome just to get that first bid at launch. Like say you missed the pre-sale, but Reflex Finance, they launched and they went up 100x and then down within minutes. So if we had the front run bot, we weren't greedy and we set the parameters to where we sold ourselves short. We only wanted to get 10x. At least we would have got that 10x. But by the time that particular project went up and then back down, the amount of up and down between the lows and the highs, it's hard to even get a 2x or a 3x from your investment at that point. So only the really fortunate people that either got a really fast buy or got pre-sale are benefiting. So I do see complete value in the pre-sale bot to get stuff at the ground floor. And then even the front run bot, you may be paying tax at launch, but the way some projects go, they might go 10x in the first 10 seconds and you'll never see that ground floor again. So even paying 20% tax is worth it. And, you know, a couple BNB and gas fees, especially if you're trying to have a big bag right off the bat. So yeah, I do love the idea of the bots, but I also like how you have the vision of what's available in the future, and you definitely have shown the competency and the attention to detail in order to deliver stuff. The only other milestone I saw, which I'll mention it just because I kind of wanted to make a point, is part of your vision also was at the 50 million market cap. Maybe it'll come sooner, maybe it'll come later. You mentioned Polygon and Avalanche networks. If you do reach this milestone, or if it's still part of your plans, would it be possible that Def Cafe holders currently would have a whitelist opportunity for future expansion into other blockchains?
Of course, our society members will get a special way of treatment with if we're gonna launch something. But I think with 50 million volume, maybe we can provide the bridge liquidity by from our revenue pocket, because 50 millions volume is pretty much, and it will mean that we get our bot users and we are generating revenue from it. And also, I think this Polygon and Avalanche launches at 50 millions is okay, but we definitely launch on Ethereum. Will launch on Ethereum. I don't think, I don't know if it will be breached or no, but we will launch it very soon, and every function from the Sniper pre-sale bot and front run will be available on the Ethereum too. But I'm not sure about breach yet. Breach will be on the Ethereum, but when it will be, I don't know yet. But we will soon launch bots function on the Ethereum.
Okay. Yeah, just figured I'd ask in case that was part of it. And then another feature that comes to my mind, you have the Ape Store that you can hit inside of your chat room, and then it shows you available launches. It tells you whether or not they're a whitelist, whether they're a public pre-sale, or whether they're a fair launch. Is
Yeah, App
that Ape
Store is
Store
our
mainly?
partner. It's not our product is our partner, which is developing his own bot.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
and with
just
that Ape
helps
Store,
us with marketing. Sorry, please say. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I was just gonna say, just so people listening here, if they do want to check out your Ape Store, with the Ape Store, is it mainly for um, testing opportunities, or is there a certain level of vetting that your partner does to make the projects that are listed potentially a little bit safer than just going off of something that sounds good to a new user?
Yeah, he has his own criteria for weighting the project, and I will say he do a pretty good job with weighting, but not financial advice. And yes, think by yourself when you're buying something on the Pixel.
I would say that with him it's a little bit safer, but not completely safe, because
Yeah.
sometimes the owners of tokens provide him wrong info. Sometimes he checks it, but they change it later. So it's always better to see for yourself.
Yeah, it's better to see for yourself, and you have the knowledge. If you have the knowledge of Solidity and you can read smart contract, it's better to read the contract by yourself before you invest in anything, because even the audit companies making mistakes, and each month 1 or 2 pre-sales which are completely rocks, taking many bits and Pixel and audited with no issues, and then they rug it with one method from the contract call. So yeah, if you have the ability to read the code, read everything that's related to the project, visit the Telegram group page, and just get a feel of the project. If you get a bad feeling at the start, better not to invest, because there are tens of projects every day, and you will find the project which bring you money. No need
Excellent.
to waste your money on the first project which is hyped and everyone is buying, because pre-sale is filled quickly.
Right. That does bring to light the last thing I wanted to mention about your group in terms of new information, and that is your whole ideal. You're a community. You label yourselves as a society. And so if anybody joins your Telegram group, it's not like other projects where you might get in trouble for shilling. It's kind of encouraged to share opportunities with each other, because your whole utility is based upon enriching everybody's investment portfolio through using your utilities in order to get people the best price possible. So really awesome community. If you do decide on Dev Cafe, head over to their Telegram. I even was mentioning earlier on about whenever I was getting ready to use the Sniper bot, I posted a project, and then as busy as Raiden was, he responded before I ended up spending a lot of money on it. I was going to do like 3 BNB, which is pretty decent amount for me to spend on a pre-sale. And he gave me the no investment advice pitch, but I have a bad feeling about this one. Here's the reasons, but do what you may. So I respected what he said, avoided the pre-sale, and I avoided taking a pretty heavy loss. So it's a really good society. I mean, you have a developer and a CEO that will take his time to check on the progress of things. He does status updates in the room on his findings of the bots, and then if the quality of the bot, like even the pre-sale bot, doesn't meet the standards, he goes back into it and he continues working on it. But unlike other projects where you have this carrot in front of you and you're told this, that, or the other utility is coming, but then you don't see anything, he'll he'll do posts and updates about it, stay in communication with community, and then just check on people in general. Along with their mod team, they have, I'm not sure how many, but I could probably think of off the top of my head like 4 or 5 that I see at any given time whenever I go in there. So it's not just a token. It's not just a utility. It's also, as they say, a society that you're investing in. And with that, is there any closing pitch that you would like, Raiden, to tell the audience here as to why they should invest in Def Cafe today?
You had such a great speech on Def Cafe, so I don't know what to say. Okay.
I mean, that other projects I look at other projects and they exist for like 1 month, 2 months, then they like die, and or they start a launch, or they just track people. We here for 2 months, and we are not just sit around. We strive to make our project better with every week. We constantly release something. We have a huge plans, and it's not only like dream. We are actually realizing, implement them, release our features day by day. We are working. We just trying to be better with every day, and it's like technical singularity. People are working, and boom, something happens. And I think this is our future. We will polish our diamond with love and care, and soon we will moon. I truly believe in it.
Yeah, so everyone is welcome to the Def Cafe. And soon we will, as I already said, we will start our early access to our front run, next bot from the Presale Sniper, and soon we will release it on public. So everyone is welcomed. Feel free to join our Telegram group and ask any questions if you had any.
Awesome, and I totally just went off script with pretty much this whole thing, because you had all the information up front. I did forget to mention, does anybody in the chat here have any questions for the team while we have them live on voice chat? Feel free to speak up.
There's a couple in the chat if you just want to go through there and ask some of those questions.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Yeah, while you look at the questions, I do have a couple questions. So I started looking at the project just today. I just want to clarify a couple of things really quick. How much do I need to buy in order for me to use the bots?
To get access to the, currently our bots are free to use, and it will stay that way once we will polish it to the stage when we can charge for using our bots. And it will come soon, and it will come with our next bot release, front run bot. And you will need to hold 1 BNB worth of Def Cafe if you are not participated in the presale to get the access to the basic tier of access tiers. And this basic tier will get you all core utilities which provided by our bots. And further details of the access tiers will be released soon.
Okay, thank you so much. So 1 BNB will get me to the basic bots, and I can start using the bots by holding 1 BNB. My next question is, what is the highest amount of BNB for the highest tier? And also, when I use the bots, what do you guys charge? Is there a fee that you guys charge for me?
It will be different for the different kind of bots. For example, for the Presale Sniper, you will need to hold a certain amount of cafe on a certain tier, and you will you can use it without any fees on the transactions. But with our trading terminal and front run, we also will introduce operational fees, and it will be formed from the succeeded transactions. And will be percentage of your participation, and will be percentage of your profit when you, for example, selling something using our automatic trading bot. And exact details of these percentages will be depend on your access tiers, and you will get the ability to remove all the operational fees with certain amount of holdings. Which amount you need to hold, I can't disclosure yet, because we are still developing our access tier. Tiers.
Okay, I see. So those informations are not out on your website yet. Is that correct? And
Yes,
you guys will be updating that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
good.
we will rework our website completely.
So yeah, it will be on the website with our website update.
Okay, sounds great. Let's see here. I do have another question here. When you launched your coin, what was the initial market cap?
I believe it's around 60 or 65K, maybe 70K. I don't remember
I think
correctly.
it was 75.
70, yeah, something like that. So we are sitting now at more than 2x, 2.5x, I think, or 3x even. I don't know, but we didn't touch our pre-sale price from the launch even once.
You have one last question. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. You guys are sitting like around 3x, so that's pretty good. My last question is that you guys mentioned that you guys will not have access to the contract, and that you guys cannot make changes to it. I think I asked the question.
Our contract is coded in the way that it cannot be racked, and owner can change only sell fees on this contract, and it can change it in the range from 5% to 20%. It is the only owner privilege, and even that privilege will be removed when we will release our DAO, and owner of the contract will be changed with the DAO contract, and society will choose this sell fees later, depending on the voting on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, because currently it does have that the modifier fee, so I mean it can be changed anytime as well.
It can be changed, but in range from 5 to 20%, and only sell fee. Buy fees is 0% forever.
Oh, okay. You guys are moving to the DAO. Can you tell me how does that gonna work? Like, what kind of system you guys have as far as the community input on your DAO?
Do you mean what we got for the collecting the opinions of the community about the project, or what?
Yeah, because it seems that you guys would take opinions from the community input, pretty much kind of dictate how you guys will run the bots or the directions of the project. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is that correct? For now, it's not in an organized way. We are just talking to our community and taking their ideas in our development project. But since tomorrow, we are starting our early access program, and we will, starting from front run model, we will develop every model of Bots Cloud with help of the community, with their live testing and their life experience of using our utilities, and we will implement the ideas and the vision of how this product should look like in the process of its development. And later we will have the DAO, the true DAO. We will have the platform where the ideas about how to progress further will be proposed for the voting, and society members will vote for them, and we will move our project future with decided by this voting on now.
I wouldn't say that society like dictates you how you're gonna move projects forward. I would say that now you propose like to the society your ideas, and then society choose the ideas from what Raiden thinks about. Yeah,
It's
it
always
goes
like
this.
that. It's always like that. You have the main vision, and society adapts to it. But we're pretty. Камил, как быть чутки? Скажешь? We're pretty.
Sensible.
We are pretty sensible with society ideas, and we are hearing them, and we are trying to implement everything that people are proposing us. For example, there was many proposals from the society about Staky version 2, and ideas about compound buy and claim and reinvest was from the society, and we implemented them on the staking 2 version of contract.
2 heads are better than 1. How do they say?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really appreciate your answer. Yeah, so that's good. So you guys don't have anything where like, only the rich guys makes all the decisions yet, I guess. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I have. I look forward to trying your bots. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
For your feedback. If you purchase something from our bots and you got a transaction hash, just feel free to send it to us because we gather every info we can for statistics.
Actually, sorry, I do have one more question though.
Yeah, okay.
Before launching this project, apparently you have a lot of experience on building bots. Have you used it personally, and have you made money, like a lot of money off doing this?
Yes, I was making money by trading on the forex with EURUSD algorithmic trading, but I don't use bots for trading on the crypto. I more developed utilities for easier interactions with crypto space, and for the bots, I think it's evolution of my own utilities, which was made for the easiest crypto interactions, and now it's a service that anyone can use for easiest crypto interaction for themselves.
You just wanted to make something to use for yourself. And
share
it with people.
At the beginning, I just wanted to make something to use by myself, and then I shared it to people.
That is awesome.
I have one
what
question
cool?
from the.
Go ahead, Matt.
I got one question from the announcements. Pretty much all the questions were answered, so I hope nobody thinks I'm ignoring their questions. But this one kind of zeroes in on something that I wanted to ask. It says, my question is about the bot when sniping launches. If I set to sell 2x and the launch does not do 2x, is there a way to take profits at the highest points, or is there a way to set 2 limits before the launch starts, like maybe 1.5x and 2x, just to be safe?
It's called trailing stop loss. You don't set your take profit, but you set your stop loss. For example, you're not able to lose more than 30% of your starting buy. And once the token is rising, and once it's rising, your stop loss will be moving with its rising price. So you basically can get as high as token will get and not return to the point of your moving stop loss with the price. So you can get up to anything token will go up, and or until it's not sold to the point on your stop losses. You
Okay, so
understand my or
I understand that to a point. So can you set multiple limit sales to where like maybe 25% of my bag is set for 1.5x, 25% of my bag is set for 2x, and then 50% of my bag is set for 10x, to where I have
is
3 different limit sales going off?
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely possible, and it's not implemented currently, but I can implement it easily. So you can just hit me with this idea, and it will be realized.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely send that in text because that was a curiosity of mine too. Whenever I saw on the display that you shared on the screen, the 25, 50, 75, 100, or whatever it was, that would be kind of cool to subdivide your holding and then have different sales at different points.
Mhm.
Does anybody else have any questions on the open mic?
I don't really have a question, but I do have an input. So I know you guys have already talked about the multiple wallets. So just want to highlight that it is really important to think about it. I have people in my family that don't know how to trade crypto. I used to be one of them. But having the multiple wallets gives your family members a chance to get into something that they were unable to do before. Like Matt said before, they had iPhones and they had multiple transaction errors. But if you're using this bot, you can pre-input money inputs for them and get into sales that they're unable to, whether they're at work or doing something else. So it's not just for you, but you can use it for friends, family, and other things like that if you trust somebody with the funds. So it's a pretty cool idea, and it's a really good tool to use.
That is an interesting input, and I do have a question for Raiden. With the pre-sale bot, it limits you to a total of 6 wallets, but then once you have those 6 wallets loaded, can you remove a wallet and then replace it with another, or are you set with those 6 wallets once they're in there?
For the free testing of our pre-sale sniper, you not able to remove the wallets. You can create or import. You can create 3 wallets and import 3 wallets, and total there will be 6 wallets. But for now, you're not able to remove it. And once sniper will be paid, of course you will able to manage it as you wish. But for now, yes, it's not possible.
Okay, but it is a possibility for the future, if not for the basic, maybe for premium access?
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Once it will go public and we will start charge for the use of the bot, you will be able to change the wallets in the wallet manager. But as a life hack, for now, you can just use the second wallet for the authorization and create or import 6 another wallets. And
You're
yes,
not supposed to talk about it.
if you want to, you can use 2 wallets for authorization and use 12 wallets total or even more.
Understood. Yeah, it's definitely a technique, and it's even if you're doing it to as a life hack, you're still supporting the project. You're just maximizing, your own benefit of the utility. I mean, I can even think of this USA Crypto Group. If we deliberate as it being a trusted source, and we have a certain whitelist that we want to make sure we get, but there's a chance that it's so hype, like EverReflect, where if you don't buy within the first half of a second, your opportunity's gone. So it even could be something that we throw our community pool in to make sure that it happens. So definitely a lot of applications, because whenever you have multiple wallets, especially imported wallets, I can import a wallet with a whitelist. Whereas if I'm just creating burn wallets, I would have to make sure that I did that so much in advance that I could, do whatever requirements are necessary to get the whitelist for it. Whereas I could reach out to my community. Let's say that we have other private groups on the side or family and friends, like JM2 said, and out of that community, one person gets a whitelist, but they don't know anything about crypto, or they have a device that just really sucks at making a transaction go through, they could be like, hey, here's my wallet. Let me import it into your Sniper and then program me for maximum pre-sale. And then boom, they get it right there whenever launch happens.
Yeah, and also our Sniper is working from mobile devices too. So if your friend had knowledge of how to operate, he can launch the Sniper by himself too. Yeah.
From the phone, yeah. And we also had precise Sniper user from iPhones, and I think there was no troubles with them. They were sniping from the iPhones too. But yeah, if they don't want to mess with it, you can do it for them.
So I do have one other software question. Since this wallet does a security key import, and maybe I'm just not knowledgeable in my own stuff, I know I got a security key for my MetaMask wallets, but is there a security key or only like a seed phrase if you have a trust wallet to put it on this Sniper?
You need to import your private key. It's not the seed phrase, it's a private key, and it's used to basically regenerate your wallet from the one string. And you can export it from MetaMask, and you can export it from Trust Wallet. I think there is issues for one platform on Trust Wallet, like I don't remember, on iOS or on Android.
You can import it from the phone, but you can import it from Trust Wallet on a PC version, as far as I remember. If they didn't change anything,
MetaMask.
They had opportunity to export private keys from phones too, but they removed it recently. So
I think they removed it from one platform. I don't remember, from iOS, from Android. It's one platform. You can't export your private key from Trust Wallet, but you can register your MetaMask on the mobile phone, and you can export your private key from MetaMask easily on any device.
Okay, I'm glad I brought that up. So if anybody does end up wanting to use this service, it's probably just a lot simpler to proceed with trying to get a whitelist using a MetaMask address, because it's very straightforward and easy on MetaMask to get that private key out and then import it into the bot.
And also important to mention with our wallet manager, when you are creating wallet with our wallet manager, not importing it, you have the option to export this private key and import it in Trust Wallet or in MetaMask. Trust Wallet does not have problems with importing, and you can create burner wallets in our wallet manager, import it in wallet you choose in mobile phone, and you can transfer BNB from it directly and fill it directly and operate it like your wallet.
Excellent. So one last call for anybody to chime in with any extra questions. I'm reading through all the questions. I hope nobody thinks that they were ignored. I see questions about marketing, which we covered. Questions about why it would be, your number one choice favorite token, which Raiden kind of did in his last pitch and summary. Questions about the long and short-term plan, which we covered. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm going to continue reading through, but I think it's all information that we've covered.
There was one about the 30% and what does commission mean in the main chat.
30% is a number which will form the shareable revenue for the community. So everything we earn with the Dev Cafe is split by parts, and 30% of it will go directly to the staking reward pool and distributed to society members. And any revenue we will get from any projects we will launch. because Bots Cloud, it's not the only project, it's just the first project that we're working on.
Awesome. I like that. I did have a question about your bots, since they are very successful. Have you thought about making a thing where your community votes on a project to snipe, and then a percentage of that goes to the product or the project investors? Maybe somebody puts some amount of money in, or something like that is kind of like a fun thing to prove the success rate of your bots on a kind of periodic, maybe like once a month basis.
Yeah, we have an idea of developing the whole pre-sales explorer to provide more convenient way of sniping this pre-sales. It will contain the wetting, community wetting functional, and automatic scanning with our customized algorithms to Камила, оценить, как будет?
Полную правду скажи мне.
Оценить, чтобы оценить безопасность.
To ensure that it's safe.
Okay. To ensure that pre-sale is safe for sniping. And yes, we have a plans on how to implement this idea that you proposed, and we have many other ideas to implement in our pre-sale sniper.
Right on. I'm looking to it.
I got one last question, actually. Whenever it comes to the DAO being enacted and then everybody starts voting on where the project goes, just so it doesn't go without assumption, will they only be voting, like whenever it comes to taxes, within the existing tax criteria? So like, for example, if the community wanted 100% of the tax and the max tax of 20% to go to rewards, then they would get that, but they won't be able to vote in such a way that makes the token hurt itself. Because I do see the business model of this project has made it to where no matter what you've done with staking, rewards, and how you expend your resources, everything helps the chart to where it's actually a valuable token to hold from the beginning. I mean, we're at 3x 2 months later. So will there be additional power to the community to possibly vote for things that aren't good for the token, or will you stay within the current parameters of just working with distributing the revenue that you get from the outside?
We will not give the community such opportunity, don't you worry.
Yeah, we will not give the opportunity to hurt the project, but we will give opportunity to decide the project future. And of course, we will give opportunity to choose the fees. And yes.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm just going to do a beginning to end summary, and then we'll start the prize giveaway, cash prize, and then the coveted lifetime subscription. And would that lifetime subscription be premium access across the board to whoever wins that?
Can you please repeat? Will you give a premium access? Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will give access to the full Bots Cloud platform and to the highest access tier.
Excellent. Okay, so that's a really big prize. All right, so from the beginning, this is a rewards token. It's one that has actually given out generous rewards to its holders in BNB. You guys don't over reward. You only stay within the amount of volume that you have, which has kept it successful, as we can see, for 2 months long. You have a utility that you've delivered, which is a pre-sale sniping bot that is currently available for free for everyone to try. You've just released now, everybody heard it here first, that as soon as we're done with this AMA, he is going to begin an upgrade to include the front run bot on their bot's website or their Def Cafe website. So everybody here, this is your opportunity. You're going to get 2 weeks free access, but if you think that it's something that you might want, you're going to require one BNB for standard access. And so one BNB now is the price that you see. If this bot ends up doing what the pre-sale sniper bot did, then draw your own conclusions as to what the price will be and how much tokens you're going to get for that investment. We have other bots and other services that are coming in the future through Def Cafe that are going to be able to analyze and react to all kinds of different inputs, not just supply and demand, but social media, watching specific wallets or categories of people within the wallets. So this is a short-term project, this is a mid-term project, and this is a long-term project. We have a group that has delivered and kept very tight in communication with their members. And yeah, that's pretty much a summary of Def Cafe as a token. It's a utility. It's a utility that also, by the way, after this free period is up, the utility is going to pay 30% of the fees back to holders. And that is what makes up Def Cafe as a society, not just a token or a utility. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to Mike for the $25 cash giveaway.
Hey, that was a great AMA, guys. I really appreciate that. And that was a lot that you guys unpacked, and that was a lot to take in. So I will definitely be re-listening in on this AMA once or even twice, honestly. Really excited.
Really quick. I forgot to mention, this is for research purposes only. It's not investment advice. I did mention that I had personally invested in and used some of the utilities, but that's my own personal experience. I'm not giving you investment advice, neither is USA Crypto. However, this is an honest review of what has been observed over the last couple months with this project.
Thank you for that, Matt. So yeah, we had a total of 92 participants total in and out. Some came a little late, some left a little early, but I got everybody to play it fair. 92 total on the wheel. We have $25 to give away to one person on the wheel. We have $25 that we're going to give away to one person that's going to go into the Def Cafe Telegram and say USA Group sent me, great AMA. We also have a $25 giveaway to Best Question that we'll be picking, and I will be pinning and posting all with the AMA in probably 10-15 minutes after we close up this AMA. So without further ado, let me hit shuffle a couple times here, and let's get our $25 winner off the wheel. Seattle's been gunning for this for a long time.
Yo.
Karamik, congratulations. You won yourself $25 tonight. So,
it's one of our favorite community members. Oh, so sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's great. That's great. That's awesome how you came in and was able to win some cash. So that is it for the wheel. We still have $50 still to give away. I will pick one from your room, as well as I usually have my daughter pick one from your room. So it's as random as it could be. And then we'll pick $25 for the best question. Thanks for the AMA, guys. That was amazing.
Thank you for hosting us. That was just really great, Amma. And I don't know, Matt sounds like he had a professional experience or worked like on radio, television. Like his intonations, his familiarity with material, just astonishing. Very professional.
And also a Def Cafe member.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I actually came over and bought one BNB worth. It was very exciting. So I'm in. I'm part of the team. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. That was really good. And I know that English is not you guys' first language, and you guys did an amazing job. I don't know how you guys did it, but that was amazing. Really appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you. We tried. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
with that being said, I'm going to stop recording.